Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, sort of talking about the 49ers. I know not a lot of 49er content right now, but just wanted to talk about other teams because I still love you some football at the end of the day. As much as I'm a 49er faithful and you guys are as well, want to venture off a little bit and talk about other teams because I do like seeing what's going on around the league, giving praises, giving my talking badness to other teams. But in this case, got to give compliment, in particular the Houston Texans. Head Coach DeMeco Ryans, as you all know, he was our defensive coordinator in 2021, 2022. He did a fantastic job here in San Francisco, and all the principles that he was able to implement for the 49ers still being used today in 2023. Very happy for him when he got the job in Houston. I was disappointed, bummed out because he didn't come back to the 49ers, but he got a job promotion, an opportunity to lead a team, and hey, what a perfect place for him to go back home to the team that drafted him in Houston. And currently having a lot of success, I would say, for a first-year head coach. Going to a Texans team that had a lot of volatility, just like the Panthers. But I should say the difference between the Texans and the Panthers is Houston has draft picks and capital to work with, and the Panthers don't really have anything. Great opportunity for him and for him to turn the team around so far into greatness. I am loving everything that he's doing right now in Houston. You got other 49er coaches and players like offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick. I believe he was the pass or run game coordinator for us last year, doing a fantastic job with quarterback C.J. Stroud. Speaking of him, number 2 overall pick. A lot of people thought he was going to be a bust, including myself, because, hey, Ohio State quarterbacks, right? They do a fantastic job in the NFL. But so far, he has shattered the mold. He has done awesome things for the Texans. It's great to see him play like a normal quarterback, I would say. He's done a lot of rookie records. I think he had 470 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lots of touchdowns, very little turnover. That's awesome to see from him. And credit to Bobby Slowick for developing him into a really good quarterback. But CJ himself is very talented. He's doing it with not, the best talent yet. I mean, they're still growing, but there's still new guys like Tank Dell. I mean, he was just like out of nowhere. They drafted him this year with CJ because CJ actually wanted him, and surprisingly, they did draft him per his request. He's having a great rookie year. Nico Collins as well. He's doing really good for the Texans. Their defense is up and coming, on the rise. A little bit quirks, but I mean, for a first year defense, they're trying their best. Will Anderson, the guy they traded up to get with C.J. Stroud this year, he's playing fantastic football. It doesn't look like in the stat sheet with only 2 sacks, but he's getting a lot of pressures. Very good to see. And just happy for DeMeco Ryans. I mean, he's done a lot of good contributions for the 49ers for the past 4 or 5 years. He was a linebacker coach. He developed Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw into the players that they are today. Even they would credit DeMeco for what he's done for them in their careers and developing to one of the great linebacking duos in the NFL. And you look at the whole defense in general. I mean, Steve Wilkes is great, but DeMeco was even more awesome, I would say, for the 49ers for the past 2 years. Missing him in San Francisco, but I still love me some Steve Wilkes right now. Still, I mean, it's great to see him have a lot of success in Houston. Just happy for him. And I guess we're all secret Texan fans, right? Every time they have a win, it's always a win for us, I would say, except when they're playing us anytime soon. Maybe next year if we're playing the AFC South. Or, hey, maybe the Super Bowl eventually. That'd be fantastic right there. But looking at the Texans right now, currently, I believe they're 6-5. They're barely outside looking in the playoffs, but to be in the position in the first place, 6-5. Honestly, I thought they were going to win like 2 or 3 games. So far, they exceeded all expectations, and they still have a lot of draft capital to go with from the Cleveland Browns pick for Deshaun Watson. That's even better because Cleveland, I mean, they're kind of in shambles a little bit with Deshaun Watson being out. And their defense is playing really well, but the offense got to pick up the slack. And so far, it's looking like a really good draft pick for Houston. So they'll have a lot of draft capital coming into next year. That's just awesome right there in comparison to the Panthers, where they have nothing to work with. That's how you're building the team the right way. And luckily, DeMeco has a lot of control, I would say, for the Texans on how to rebuild this team, and they are rebuilding it in the most perfect way possible. Nick Caserio, the GM for the Texans, give him credit as well for pulling out the Deshaun Watson trade. Also, he is a Belichick disciple, so it makes you worry, but so far, doing a really good job building that team to what it is now, a great foundation, and they might make it to the playoffs this year, which is just awesome news right there. And I'm just excited for what CJ and DeMeco Ryans are going to do for the next few years. It's going to be great to see how they progress even more in their careers in Houston. So yeah, appreciation post for DeMeco. I guess I did one when he did leave for the Texans, but wanted to just appreciate him even more for his time in San Francisco, and I'm glad he's doing really well in Houston. I hope you guys are hoping that he's doing well in Houston as well, because he's always a 49er forever. Always don't forget these guys. It's awesome right there. Jimmy Ward is with the Texans right now, but he's been in and out of the lineup for them. He's been hurt most of the time, actually, for them, which is really unfortunate. But hey, I commend him for his time in San Francisco as well. He was a guy that a lot of people, including myself, wanted him to go after like 2 or 3 years, but he developed himself into a great defensive back. And, you know, following DeMeco Ryans, I don't blame him at all. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Just wanted to say great things to Mr. Coach DeMeco Ryans, and best of luck to the rest of the season to them. I believe, who do they play this week? I don't remember 100%, but I think they can win most of their games for the rest of the year. I think they got it. I believe in C.J. I believe in DeMeco, and every time I see them, I always rooting for them. I believe they beat the Broncos, but the Broncos have actually been playing pretty good ever since the 70-20 beating that they did against Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins early on in the season. But they won 4 or 5 games in a row. Very impressive, and got to give credit to Sean Payton developing Russell Wilson into a very good quarterback the way he's supposed to be in his Seattle days. That's good to see. That should be a great matchup for this Sunday. I'm going to end it right here, you guys. Please let me know what you guys think about DeMeco Ryans and the Houston Texans. DeMeco, if you're ever watching this, thank you so much for what you've done in San Francisco. CJ, good luck to you. Rooting for you big time, and hope you guys have a great rest of the year in 2023. So bye, guys. Love y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your night. Tomorrow, I'll try to talk about more about the 49ers and Philadelphia game, definitely, and I'll catch you guys up then. Bye, guys. You guys have a good one.